The Los Angeles Kings have re-signed forward Marian Gaborik to a 7-year, $35 million contract in which he will be making $4.875 per season. Now, about Marian Gaborik, he was traded at the deadline from Columbus to Los Angeles in exchange for Matt Fratton and 2 picks. Now, about Marian, he is 32 years old. Last season, 41 games played, 30 points, 11 goals, and then 19 assists. And in the playoffs, he was a hell of a player. 26 games, 14 goals, which led the NHL, 8 assists, and 22 points. And eventually, the Stanley Cup went to the Kings. Now, Marian is also a 3-time 40-plus goal scorer, and 2 with the New York Rangers and 1 with the Minnesota Wild, I believe in his final season with them. Now, my problem with this is the contract. 7 years, $35 million. The money-wise, I don't have a problem with it. I think Marian is worth $5 million per season. I think he should probably get a little more, but, with LA, you have Kopitar and Brown and Williams that need more money too. So what is your take on the contract?
I think the contract was really good. $4.875 million is a pretty good amount of money for such a great player in Marian Gaborik. However, 7 years, that kind of brought up the question to me. He's going to be about 39 years old when his contract ends. So the big question is, will Marian Gaborik be able to play consistently until his contract ends, which is when he's going to be 39 years old?
Well, that's a tough question because I don't even know if he could stay at Los Angeles Kings for 7 years. He might be dealt in the near future after 4 years with them. I don't know. So, that brings up a question, but definitely he's not going to be the same player. You get older, you're not the same as you were when you're like 20, 30 years old. So, I don't know about Marian being 39 and still playing. You never know. He could retire at 37, at 35. So, I think it's a good contract, but maybe the 7 years is a little too much. Now, with Marian, he is a 3-time 40-plus goal scorer. But the problem that comes is, can he be consistent in scoring 40 goals per season? He had to with the Rangers, of course, and he scored 40 there, and with Minnesota. But after the first season with the Rangers, he had 40. The next season, he only had 22 goals. So, that brings up the question, can he be consistent? What is your take on that?
Well, the LA Kings are a Stanley Cup team, no question about that. And they have some of the best players in the world. Anze Kopitar, Drew Doughty,
Dustin
Brown,
Jeff Carter,
yeah. So they have a whole list of players they can go to. And with Marian Gaborik there, they lacked scoring in the beginning of the year of this season. And as soon as Gaborik comes towards the end of the season and into the playoffs, they became a completely different team. And Marian Gaborik led them with scoring in the playoffs and the league. And it was all because that he actually had someone to pass him the puck, which was Anze Kopitar.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. When he was in Minnesota and the Rangers and even Columbus, he wasn't in Columbus for a long time, but still, in those teams, he didn't really have any type of player that can help him in scoring or even giving him the puck, So with LA, I think he has those type of players that will lead to his success in his career with the Kings. He has Kopitar, Carter, and Williams, and Brown, and even Drew Doughty, a defenseman that can pass him the puck. So, there's type of questions, but I think Marian will have the best time in LA in his career.
Another question that really got into me was, can he stay healthy? Because Marian Gaborik has gotten injured many times in his career. So, what is your take on that?
About health, I'm not really sure if he could stay healthy. I don't think he needs any surgery in the offseason, but I think there are some problems in his body. I don't think he's the same player as he was when he was in Minnesota, but I do think he could be healthy because he has players around him that will help him. But, you never know what could happen on the ice. You could get hit, you get hurt. Anything could happen to you. So, being healthy is some questions that you can't really answer, but hopefully Marian will be a healthy for the Kings, and maybe he will be another 40 goal scorer for the Kings. But I do think he'll be I think he will fit in very well for the Kings.
Yeah, I mean, he does fit in very well with Daryl Sutter's coaching. Well, in the couple of games he's been with them.
And in the playoffs,
Yeah.
they won the Stanley Cup and everything. But, Marian, in my opinion, to finish this off, I think he'll have a tremendous time with the Kings. I think it will lead to more Stanley Cups for them. But, the contract is pretty good, but the 7 years kind of, brings up some questions. But overall, I think Marian Gaborik will be a hell of a player for the Kings. Now, let's look at some career stats in the NHL for him. He played 810 games in the NHL, racking up 347 goals and 357 assists, which is 704 points. So I think it will be even more in the Kings. Now, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more NHL, NBA news, including free agency, trades, and even re-sign players that come back to the team.